Chapter 5 Losing Our Lunch. First, the lunch ladies grew 6, 7, 8 feet tall, their heads nearly touching the ceiling tiles. Then, their white aprons dissolved into steel gray armor, and their kitchen tools twisted themselves into gleaming spears, with curved blades on each and fur banners hanging from them. Helmets, big and gray and dented from battle, with razor-sharp wings as large as eagle's wings, closed around their faces. The three of us just watched, dumbstruck. In seconds, Miss Hilda, Miss Lillian, and Miss Marge had become giant warrior women. Their armor flashed under the torchlight like fireworks. "This isn't weird at all," Sydney said, backing up as far as she could go. It got weirder. As the three helmets stared down at us, a voice came from the one that covered Miss Hilda's face. 304! That was all. John breathed in slowly. "Excuse us, but what about 304? If this is a math problem, I'll need lunch before I can—" "The page number!" Miss Lillian boomed. "In that book you're holding, Owen Brown. Read it. Now!" I tried to ignore how these three could possibly know what book I had, or even what my name was. I almost dropped the book twice on the floor, flipping to page 304. And there it was, in the Norse mythology section at the bottom of the page, an entry on "The Valkyroi," I said. "That's us, dear," said the lunch lady called Miss Marge. "We prefer Valkyries, but please read it aloud, if you would. The Valkyries, are warlike women mounted on horses and armed with helmets and spears." I stopped. "They work for Odin," Sydney continued, taking the book from me. "They choose who will die in battle. It says their name means choosers of the slain. When they ride forth on their errand, their armor sheds a strange flickering light." "Just like it's doing now," John whispered. "Doom Rider, I am named," said the first, "but you know me as Miss Hilda. They call me Death Maiden," Miss Lillian said from the depths of her helmet. Her voice echoed in the kitchen as if in a cave, the eye slits in her helmet blazing like fire. Miss Marge said, "I couldn't decide for the longest time. I do like Marge, it's homey, but in the armor I call myself Soul Snatcher." "Together we are the Valkyries," the three women cried out, "daughters of Odin, warriors and choosers of death. Hoyo Toho!" A part of me wanted to laugh out loud. Lunch ladies who work for the Norse god Odin? How could anyone believe that? Then they yanked off their helmets, and their faces were not the plump and pink and happy faces from just moments ago. They were gray, stern, angry, and deadly serious. I coughed up the courage to speak. "Are you here because of Dana Runson?" "She has been taken to the Underworld," said Death Maiden. My heart sank. "No, she was sucked into the floor of our school," said John. Death Maiden looked grimly at him. 2 + 2 equals... I was scared to say it. "You mean the entrance to the Underworld is under Pinewood Bluffs Elementary?" I whispered. Soul Snatcher nodded. "One of the entrances." "So Dana's dead?" Sydney asked, eyes wide. "Dead to you," said Death Maiden. "But how do you know?" I asked. "We choose who will die," said Doom Raider. John raised his eyebrows. "Is that what the chef surprise is all about?" "But we did not choose Dana Runson," continued Doom Rider, ignoring John's comment. "So who did?" I asked. "That's what the great god Odin sent us here to find out," said Soul Snatcher. "He has known for some time that things in the underworlds are not right. Someone is causing trouble. There is unrest in Hades' world. I didn't know whether we should call 911, run for our lives, or both. Did these crazy women actually know something, or were they simply lunch ladies who ate too much macaroni special and liked to play dress up? But what does Odin know about Hades? I asked. Aren't they from different myths? Everyone knows Hades, the Doom Rider said Doom Rider. The Greek kingdom of the dead is the largest of the underworlds. You keep saying underworlds plural, said Sydney. How many are there? One for every branch of mythology, said Miss Marge. They share space down below, sometimes uneasily. You have already seen a monster, have you not? John gasped. Fenster, a wolf the size of a horse. Fenrir, the Norse monster wolf, Death Maiden corrected him. He may be the first beast to have escaped the underworlds. He will not be the last. Fenrir is the pet of Loki, the Norse trickster god, and Doom Rider, said Doom Rider. Odin and Loki have quarreled for centuries. What does all this have to do with Dana? I asked, shaking my head. Miss Hilda leaned down at us. The battle is beginning. You know this already, Owen Brown. You were with Dana when she was taken. You gazed upon Hades' kingdom. I remembered the fiery pit. Other monsters were thrashing around there. I think I saw the one called Argus. Are you saying that more monsters are coming? Miss Hilda's eyes fixed on me. I am saying the battle has begun, Owen Brown. I'm not a fighter, I said, stepping back. Miss Hilda leaned even closer. All your hero charities, your love of people, you fight for what's right, don't you? Well, sure, I try, but try harder, said Death Maiden. Try more, said Soulcatcher. Try now, they all said together. Miss Hilda pointed her spear out the kitchen windows. There is one weapon that may help you. A sword? Asked Sydney. Does it have a cool name like Demon Biter or Chopper or... It's a stringed instrument, said Doom Rider. Sydney and John turned to me. That's your department, they said together. The lyre of Orpheus, Soul Snatcher added. It's like a small harp. She spread her hands about, 12 inches apart. The music of Orpheus's lyre could charm people and beasts to do his bidding. Even trees bowed at the sound of it. Travelers to the underworlds might find it very useful. Travelers? I don't want to understand what she meant. We're supposed to retrieve your destiny, boomed Miss Hilda. Enter the double red doors, walk among the ancient things, and remember, 3. 50, said Soul Snatcher. 100, said Death Maiden. Is this math again? Asked John. Or a riddle, Sydney added. A riddle, dear, said Soul Snatcher with a chuckle. We are ladies from mythology, so we have to speak in riddles. Riddles. It's one of the most charming things about us. Then the 3 Valkyries sang out again. Hoyo toho! The torches vanished. The lights came up. Their armor became aprons again, and their spears turned back into kitchen utensils. They used them to dollop macaroni specials on each of our plates. Then Miss Hilda smiled and said, Shoo! Lunch period's nearly over.